flow analysis using Gauss-Seidel method. So far we have seen the necessity of load flow, introduction, Gauss-Seidel method, how to formulate the load flow problem for Gauss-Seidel method, and the procedure of Gauss-Seidel method. Next, load buses. If the buses are load buses, what is the procedure? And if the buses are generator buses, what is the procedure? Now we will continue the process lecture. In the last class we have seen up to this, that is, if it is a generator bus, we have to calculate Q and make use of that Q in voltage equation and calculate the load bus voltage angle. Like that, for two types of buses, PV bus, that means the load bus, PQ bus, and also generator bus, PV bus, what is to be done, what are to be calculated, we have seen. Next, there is one more bus called slack bus. In the bus classification we have seen. In the process of iterations, if slack bus is available or if slack bus came, we simply go to the next bus, we omit that bus in the iterative process, and after all the buses and bus voltage parameters are bus quantities are calculated, iteration process ends. Now as a final step, we'll take the slack bus into account. Now we'll take that slack bus and we'll calculate the slack bus power and line flows at the slack bus. So hope you have remembered, the slack bus power is equal to the power loss in the system. The slack bus power represents the total loss of the system. So the slack bus power is nothing but total loss in the system. To calculate that slack bus power, we can derive or we can frame the equations like this. For example, take one line IK. This expression or this derivation is for computation of line flows. We need to calculate all line flows, both active and reactive power flow in all the lines of the given system. That is the main aim of the load flow studies. How we can calculate these power flows in all the lines? For that purpose, take one line IK, any line IK. That line is, we know, modeled as pi model like this. So if it is modeled like this is the current injected from bus I into the line IIK. This is the current injected from bus K to the line IKI. As this is a pi model, let this current is IK1, this is IK2, and this is IKI1, IKI2. Next, this YIK is the admittance, series admittance of line IK, and this is the series shunt admittance of bus I to ground, and this is the shunt admittance of bus K to ground. All these values will be given as the part of the line data, that means shunt Y bus data. So we can have all these things. So like that, we consider a line modeled in the form of pi model. If this is the case, you see the power injected from bus I into the line, complex power injected, is nothing but Pi minus JQI. The complex power injected at bus I into line IK is this. This complex power is nothing but V conjugate into I. V conjugate into I. V means bus I voltage, VI conjugate, and bus I current means, as before, we can express in terms of bus that means line admittance matrix, Y bus matrix and bus voltages. I said that the expression current will be coming so many times. Here also it came, the bus current equation. Yes. So V conjugate into I, but I is expressed in terms of Y bus quantity, Y bus elements and voltages. That's it. Here voltages are all obtained in the Gauss-Seidel iterative method. Once iteration process is completed, that means converged, we will be having all bus voltage. These are all the required bus voltage. That means converged values of bus voltages are the solution of the load flow method. We make use of those bus voltages and Y bus elements, already calculated Y bus elements. In terms of that, this is the I bus current. II means bus current expression for ith bus, and then this is the voltage of ith bus. This is the voltage of ith bus. By multiplying this, we can get the power injected by bus I into line. You see here this II, that means bus current. This is II. Here it is IIK is IIK1 plus IIK2. That can also be the same II or IIK can be written like that. Whereas IIK1, this current IIK1 can be written as VI minus VK into YIK, node voltages. Okay. And this current IIK2, this can be written as VI into YI, only VI, as this is the current from ith bus to ground, can be expressed as VI into YIK. So this II or IIK, both are same. II or IIK is nothing but IIK1 plus IIK2. IIK1 is VI minus VK into YIK, and IIK2 is VI into YIK. Same thing is written here. So finally this is the expression. Complex power in this complex injected by bus I into line. Finally VI conjugate into I. This is VI conjugate into this II. This IIK is written like this. So this is the final expression. Similarly, complex power injected by bus K, this side, from this side, power injected by bus K into this same line IIK is nothing but VK into this current IKI. VK into IKI. If you substitute IKI and all, this is the complex power. So like that, power injected from bus I and power injected from bus K into the line can be calculated. Here we know all the bus voltages by making use of bus voltages, and we also know the bus admittance elements. We will calculate these admittances at the first step itself. So all are known. We can calculate the powers from bus I and bus K into the line. We can calculate. Now the power loss in this line IK is nothing but algebraic sum of this side power and this side power. That is power from bus I and power from bus K. Algebraically, if we add, we can get the loss in the line. This is nothing but slack bus power. Or slack bus power can also be obtained like this. This is slack bus power. If ith bus is taken as slack bus power, again same formula, VI conjugate into II at that bus. Or if say kth bus is taken as slack bus power, power at that bus Pk minus Jk, it will be equal to Vk into current at that bus, like that. For example, if bus 1 is taken as slack bus, then P1 minus Jk1, Jq1 is nothing but V1 conjugate into sigma of this. That means y11 v1 plus y12 v2, so on, like that. That will be the expression form. Or if second bus is slack bus, then the power at that bus P2 minus JQ2, complex power, is nothing but V2 conjugate into y21 v1 plus y22 v2, so on, like that. From the obtained values of bus voltages and admittance elements, we can calculate the power at the slack bus by using this. Or power at the slack bus can also be obtained like this. Once line flows are obtained like this, line flow from first bus, ith bus, and line flow from kth bus are obtained. And if ith bus is slack bus, at that bus the power, slack bus power, can also be obtained like this, SIK plus. So like that we can calculate the slack bus power. That is the process of Gauss-Seidel method. So first of all, take bus, consider one bus. If it is a slack bus, leave that bus, jump to next bus. And if that is the voltage bus, calculate the voltages by using this equation. If it is a voltage bus, calculate the voltages and angles by this equation. Next, if it is the generator bus, calculate Q using this equation, and calculate delta again using this equation. Like that all the buses are over. Then final step is to calculate the power flows in all the lines. They can be obtained by this SIK and SK. For example, power flow in line 1-2 is S12. If there is a line 2-4, power flow in line 2-4, S24, can be obtained by using this expression in terms of all voltage, and like that this also. Once all the power flows are also obtained, next lastly calculate the slack bus power using this equation. If slack bus is say bus 2, then P2 minus JQ2, right. So like that all quantities are determined using Gauss-Seidel method. This is the process, and the same process, just what we discussed, can be put in the form of an algorithm like this. You will also see this algorithm. Here this algorithm is nothing but the repetition of what we discussed so far. You can easily follow that. First of all, you see here, before proceeding, before going to the procedural steps of Gauss-Seidel method, the following points must be kept in mind. The voltage and admittance are all complex quantities. All bus voltages and admittances, that means Y bus elements. We know how to construct Y bus from the given line data. All those Y bus elements are also complex. Complex means A plus JB form, like that. So all voltages and admittances are in complex form. That is, next, at load buses we know that P and Q are known, whereas we have to determine, whereas at voltage buses P and Q are known. This is same thing. Here returning some other form. At load buses P and Q are known. P or Q are known. You see, this is the algorithm for only PQ buses. You see here, the procedure for load buses only, load bus only. The procedure for PV bus is simply extension that we will see just later. Right now only we will see. First we will consider PQ bus only. That is the reason why here the second point. As we are considering only PQ buses, P and Q are known. P and Q are known. We need to calculate, you see, Q is not known, we have to calculate Q, and delta also we have to calculate. The number of nonlinear equations is n minus 1. Why? Generally number of equations equal to number of buses, but here it is given n minus 1 if n is number of buses. Why? Why? Because one bus, that is slack bus, is not taken into consideration for iteration process. It is omitted. So we need not consider slack bus. So that is the reason why number of equations to be solved is only n minus 1. So these points are to be kept in mind. Already discussed, but again they are mentioned. Next, the procedure of Gauss-Seidel method. First, step 1. With load profile known at each bus and all the data is known, that means all the load bus, as we consider all the load buses, we assume that P and Q are known at all the buses, and at a slack bus V and delta are known. That is written here. That is step 1. Allocation of data. That means taking of data. Next, step 2 is, with this data, line data and bus data, construct Y bus. We know how to construct Y bus. That is second step. Next, third step, iteration process starts here. As we assumed right now only load buses, we need to calculate V and delta. P and Q are given, V and delta are to be calculated. So we can do that by using this expression. This is already given in the above explanation. V. From this itself, both we can get V and delta. Here it is written some extra, that and all you can easily check. Only thing is calculate V and delta. That can be applied. Now, immediately after calculation of V and delta, as I said, convergence check we have to make. Before going to the next iteration, this iteration value and previous iteration value for all bus voltages is to be calculated, the difference. If this difference is less than very less value, called convergence criterion eta, then go for next step, that is advance bus count by 1. Go for next bus. That is for each bus, after calculation of this value, just check this and go for next bus. Like that, all the bus voltages are calculated. So calculation of all bus voltages is over. Next, finally, calculation of slack bus power and calculation of line flows as in the from the above expressions. Like that we have to do. Now we will do an example for this, only load buses. We will see the calculations for generator bus next. You see, a problem is given, 4-bus system, line data, that means line admittances are given, and bus data is also given. You see, this is important from the given data. Bus 1, what are the given values? P and Q are not given. What is given? Bus voltage magnitude 1.04 pu and bus voltage angle 0 is given. So at this bus, V magnitude and angle delta are given, P and Q are not given. So if this is the case, what is that bus? Slack bus, mentioned as slack bus. Next, remaining 2, 3, 4 buses, what are given? P value is given 0.5 pu, Q value is given minus 0.2 pu. Voltage and angle are not given, we have to determine. So PQ are given, V and delta are to be determined. So this is PQ. Like that for 3 and 4 also. As we assumed here, only PQ, all buses are PQ buses or load buses, the data will be in this. and line data is also given. Only series impedance is given. Shunt admittance is not given. Only series impedance is given. From this impedance, first as it is impedance, convert it into admittance like this, admittances, and we can calculate Y bus elements. This is the Y bus. You know how to construct Y bus. So Y bus is to be constructed like this. So Y bus we constructed or we determined, and bus data is given. Now we can calculate the all bus voltage angles and magnitudes, as all the buses are PQR load buses. That we can do by using this expression. First of all, first bus is slack bus. First bus is slack bus. So we can omit that bus. So, and therefore we directly go to the second bus. At second bus, it is load bus. Not only second bus, for this problem, 2, 3, 4 buses are, all buses are load bus. Therefore we need to calculate bus voltages and angles. First, second bus voltage. For that we used this equation 1 by Y22 from this formula. What is the formula for bus load bus voltages? This is the formula. Load buses means voltage and voltage magnitude and angle are to be calculated. So we have to use this formula. That is used in the problem. This is the problem. Y bus is over. You see that formula is used. But I means here V2. I is 2. If I is 2, then that equation will becomes like 1 by Y22 P2 minus JQ2 by V2 conjugate minus Y21 V1. We are calculating V2. So up to V1 we will get 1 here, fresh value. Beyond that we will get 0. This is 0. V3 0, V4 0. Next. Y22. This is Y. What is this? This is Y22. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is Y11, Y22, Y33, Y44. Y22, this value. That value is here. P2. What is P2? This is P2. At second bus, P2, 0.5. At second bus, Q2 is this. Only P2. P2 is this. Q2 is this. Minus 0.2. We substitute this. P2 0.5. Q2 is minus 0.2. Minus plus 0.2. And V2 conjugate. For all buses except first bus. For all buses, first of all we have to assume voltages, initial values, that is V2 0, V3 0, V4 0. We have to assume initial guess. One standard method of assuming these initial values are all bus voltages are assumed as 1 plus J0. This initial assumption is important. Previous experience says that initial values for bus voltage are to be taken as 1 plus J0. Assumption of bus voltage like this is known as flat voltage profile. All bus voltage equal to 1 plus J0. This is based on the previous experience. This initial assumption is important. If you take wrong assumption, the method will not converge. Convergence problem occurs. So while assuming the initial guess for voltages, proper care is to be taken, and the history or the previous experience says that it is recommended to select all bus voltages, or all, it is recommended to assume all bus voltages as 1 plus J0. So note that these are all the initial values, V1 0, V2 0, not V1 0. V1 is slack bus. For that we need not assume, the value will be given. So this is the value, given value can be taken. This is equal to V10 or V11 or V12, anything. This value will not change, given value only. For remaining buses, as we need to calculate the bus voltages, first of all initial values, that is V2 of 0, V3 of 0, V4 of 0 to be assumed by us. Those assumed values are nothing but 1 plus J0, like that. It's better to write all these things before going to solve the problem. That is V1 value equal to 1 plus J0. That is, this value is to be written as V10 or V11 or anything, constant value. And for these, first of all, before starting, we can write V2 of 0, V3 of 0 or V4 of 0 equal to 1 plus J0 assumed values. And Y bus values are these, like that. All are written in before to this step, will be useful to substitute in the expression. Okay. So V2 of 0, V3 of 0, V4 of 0 are all equal to 1 plus J0. You see those values are V2 of 0, 1 plus J0, V3 of 0 also 1 plus J0, V4 of 0 also, this is also 1 plus J0 is used. Next, V1, for V1 of 1 or V1 of 2, anything. What we used 1 plus 1.G4 plus J0 for V1 only, slack bus. This value is used. This is used here. And these are all Y bus values. Y21, Y23, Y24. Y21 is 2, 1 is this. Y21 is this. Minus 2 plus J6. You see, that is used. Y21 is this. Y23 is how much? 2, 3. This is. That is used. Minus 0.6. Like that, we can substitute all the values and we can calculate fresh value of V2 of 1. Note, assumed value of 1, V2 is V2 of 0, that is 1 plus G0. We made use of all these things. What we calculated? V2 of 1, fresh value of V2. This is the fresh value of V2. This is in polar form and this is in same thing. This is in rectangular form, which is A plus C. So like that, by using given value of slack bus voltage and assumed value of other bus voltage, we calculated first of all second bus voltage fresh value V2 of 1, first iteration value. Like that, for third bus also we can calculate fresh value. For this is the formula. You see, as we are calculating third bus up to V2, that is V1 and V2, we can substitute fresh values, but V4 is old value V0. So like that we can substitute and we can calculate third bus voltage also. Similarly, fourth bus voltage also. So like that, at the end of first iteration, these are the values of second bus, bus 2 voltage, bus 3 voltage, bus 4 voltage. Now we can go for second iteration. In second iteration we will get same. We will get V2 of 2, V3 of 2 and V4 of 2. Like that we can continue the iterations till the convergence criterion, as we said before, is met. Here in the problem we asked it to find only the values at the end of first iteration. That is the reason why only 1, 1, 1. We calculate all the values and presented the answer. So like that we will go in Gauss-Seidel method for load buses, that is PQ buses. That is for these buses only voltage and angles are calculated. You see, voltage is here, angle is also included in this. We can calculate. So if we express this in polar form, angle is this. magnitude is this, angle is this. Both are there. We calculated both the values, angle and magnitude. So like that we will proceed in the Gauss-Seidel method. Next, there is one more concept that can be included in this Gauss-Seidel method, that is acceleration of convergence. You see, we are substituting here V2 value, fresh value of V2 in the second expression, that is calculation of V3. You see, this V21 is substituted here, V21, and in this V4, calculation of V4, we substituted V2 of 1 and V3 from this expression, V3 of 1 also in this. Like that, we are substituting the just now calculated values in calculation of next voltages. In substituting values here like this, we can slightly change those values and then substitute. That means we can accelerate these values and then substitute. Instead of substituting directly this, we can modify these values and then substitute. If you do like this, the convergence will become faster. That is one improvement in the Gauss-Seidel method. Instead of directly substituting the values, just change the values and then substitute. If you do this, acceleration, that means the convergence will become faster. That is the reason why this method is called acceleration of convergence. Acceleration of convergence. How to modify that values? You see, for example, if this is the bus 1, bus I voltage and R plus 1th iteration, that is, if R plus 1 is 1, previous iteration is 0. If R plus 1 is 2, previous iteration, that is R is 1, like that. So, any bus voltage Vi at R plus 1, modified value, accelerated value is given by its previous value Vi of R plus some value called acceleration factor alpha into Vi of R plus 1 minus Vi of R. That is, if we are in second iteration, then Vi of 2 here, Vi of 2 is nothing but Vi of 1 plus alpha into Vi of 2 minus Vi of 1. Like that, we can modify and then substitute in the successive iterations. If you do so, the acceleration, the process will get accelerated. Here, this alpha is called acceleration factor. Its value will be generally 1.2 to 1.8, and for majority of the cases it can be taken equal to 1.6. So by taking 1.6 here and by using this expression, we can modify the value and then substitute. Here V2 value substituted in V3. Before substituting, this V2 value is converted like this and then substitute. We will get fastness in conversion. So that is about the acceleration factor. If you want, you can also use this. If you want speed in convergence, you can also use this acceleration factor in the Gauss-Seidel method. You remember that the acceleration factor must be taken in between this value. If you take this value randomly as per your wish, sometimes the process may diverge, not converge. That is the problem of this. So you have to suitably select. That is the reason why this value is suitable for majority of the cases. So you can select that value. So that is about the acceleration factor, and also that is about the method of Gauss-Seidel for load buses. Next, for PV buses, same thing, some extension that we will see in the next class. Thank you.